Okay, the day is finally here. I am reviewing the Battle at Big Rock. So, hello, this is the Jurassic Expert here, back with another video. Finally giving my review on Battle at Big Rock. First off, I just want to quickly mention that go to the dog tag videos, go check them out, make sure to like them because if either of those videos gets 10 likes, I will get 10 more of the dog tags, and whatever extras that I get, I will actually do a giveaway. But yeah, you guys aren't here for that. You want to hear me talk about my thoughts on Battle at Big Rock. Overall, I actually really liked it. For an 8-minute film, it was pretty good, and it answered two main questions. That is, now that dinosaurs are running around on the mainland, how has this affected daily life for people? Let's start from the beginning of the film. So, one thing that I really liked was that little spin on the Universal Studios logo with the Jurassic World logo on the other side, or at least the T-Rex skeleton, and I've seen a lot of fan art with that in it. It's kind of surprising that it's took them this long to do that. When they were going through, I really liked the use of when they were like showing off the ambulance. They were like having a little bit of news slash radio podcast things, talking about recent dinosaur sightings and how the Ceratops is probably the first dinosaur from Isla Nublar that has been born on U.S. soil, and I really like that. I thought that was really cool. Beginning, it was a little slow, but it's something that we kind of expected. Like, we were expecting, like, this family just having fun for the first couple of seconds, and them just having little bits of dialogue. That brief. Also, did I forget to mention that this contains spoilers? Well, with the video of my thoughts on Battle at Big Rock, it's an 8-minute film, it's on YouTube. If you're watching this, and you haven't watched Battle at Big Rock, what you doing? Pause the video and go watch Battle at Big Rock. Anyway, back to the review of the film. I liked how, they really did really well at the suspense, and the dad is like saying, "Hey, why are you letting my kid play with your crossbow?" And there's like no response, and that suspense that they had there, classic Jurassic Park. I loved that. And then once they had the new Ceratops going around, it was a little interesting, the fact that the mother referred to the dinosaurs as it's them, which I thought it was a little bit interesting. I mean, I get it, it's changed daily life for people, but it's like, still, that's like a really, really hateful tone. Okay, so I was actually just rewatching Battle at Big Rock with the audio, and I deciphered the message that nobody has been able to understand. What the mom says is, you remember what happened up north, as in Northern California, where the dinosaurs originally broke out. So a bunch of stuff has been going on in Northern California. And I did like how, like, the little girl mentioned how there was a dinosaur in the woods near her school. I thought that was really good because it showed, like, how they're migrating throughout this new environment. And I liked how, though it's a year and this was like supposed to be the first big confrontation between dinosaurs and humans since they've been on the island, I do like how they actually have taken into account that it has been a year, there has been sighting, and how they're saying, like, the rangers said that we should just stay calm and let it do its thing, similar to, like, what they'd say if a bear was rummaging around or something like that. They treated it just like any normal animal, which I like, because dinosaurs, I mean, are still animals, and they act like animals. So I think that made a lot of sense. I really like that. And yeah, and I did like how they did the baby, the model for the baby. I really liked that. that was really cool. The baby looked really cute when it was like messing around with the little flashlight. One problem though is when the Allosaurus attacked. Now, a lot of people have not really criticized this part, but I just am seeing a big flaw. But Jurassic Park logic is the best answer to this. And that is the fact that the Allosaurus actually confronted an adult Nizoceratops. It was going for the baby, yes, but in real life, though, due to an Allosaurus not wanting to risk injury that would prevent it from hunting, it definitely would not go for a baby when it's right next to its mother. Had it, like, wandered off a couple feet away from the mother, then that would make sense, but I don't know. That logic was a little bit faulty, but then again, the dinosaurs are always overly aggressive. That's it. The dinosaurs are just always overly aggressive. So that is really my only complaint about, like, the whole fight sequence, though. I mean, it looked really cool in the dark, but that was also the problem, was the fact that it was in the dark. I couldn't see the Allosaurus that well. I mean, I could see its silhouette, yeah, and the Nizoceratops silhouette pretty well, but overall, I don't know, I couldn't see them that well, and I was really surprised how the Allosaurus just went for the Nizoceratops and was, like, picking it up by its frill. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going straight to kill the baby, but it didn't in the end, the baby Nizoceratops. And they did keep on panning in from the family to the dinosaurs, which, yeah, I guess, that's okay, that's okay. The part where the guy closes the door is a little bit random, but I did like how, near the end when it looks like, okay, this is going to be the final clash, this is going to be whoever makes the final blow and all that. And then the big male Nizoceratops, at least we're assuming that it's a male, is definitely supposed to be the toy just because of how much longer the horns are, very similar to the toy. I do hope that Mattel does make more Ball at Big Rock toys, though. I just thought that sequence was really cool once the male came out, and it intimidated the Allosaurus. And one interesting thing was how randomly the baby started to cry. I guess it could have been asleep, I guess? But when it randomly just starts crying, though, that was a bit odd. You'd think that it would be crying the entire... And the way how the Allosaurus actually attacks the camper and rolls it over, that sequence was awesome, actually. Very similar to the Mobile Command Center and how the T-Rexes attacked it. That, I thought, was really well played out. The actors overall were really, really good in this short film, but the point where the Allosaurus was, like, the jaw and all that was near the baby, I was like, wait, they're actually not going to have it, like, eat the baby, are they? For a short film, that's, like, on, like, public broadcast television. That's a bit dark, and I know Colin Trevorrow said that this was going to be a dark film, and it quite literally was dark in the overall aesthetic because it was set at nighttime. That actually did a good job in kind of raising that anxiety and actually making you fear for the characters. Like, oh my god, it looks like the Allosaurus is actually going to get the kid. And yeah, and apparently there was an animatronic. I couldn't see, again, I think it's just that I have terrible night vision, but I couldn't see it that well. I can kind of see it looking back at it now. And yeah, one thing I was really surprised with was the fact that how well the Allosaurus was able to kind of just cram itself into the RV. I know it completely destroyed it, but it was sticking its head in there. I was really surprised that it could even do that. Yeah, the fact that the guy lunged at it with the, metal rod or whatever it was, that interesting choice, but you know what? I'm not going to question it, really. The fact that the fire extinguisher of all things was actually what drove the Allosaurus away, which, I mean, I get it. I mean, fire extinguishers weren't around in the time of the dinosaurs. This would be a very foreign thing to them, for, like, a fire extinguisher to be sprayed at them. The dinosaur has the opportunity to kill the people, but for the sake of the plot, they're not doing it. But that shot of the Allosaurus roaring at the parents, that is... If you were to just pause that looks so good. But out of nowhere, when the crossbow fired out, I thought that would have been the neighbor in the RV, or I don't know if they were the grandpa or if they were just a friend. Not to be the girl where it's like, where did she even get the crossbow? And then the Allosaurus finally is like, okay, yeah, this is too much trouble, I'm leaving, and it goes, pumps over a bicycle with... I was recently watching the Gaming Beavers review, and he was talking about how funny it would have been if Chris Pratt would have been there, or if it would pan up to Owen Grady. I actually think that kind of would have been cool. And if he would have been like, hey, are you guys alright, and checking in on them and all that. That would have been interesting, actually. But then again, some people are just tired of Owen, and really, it answered the question well, was what the conflict is going to be like for Jurassic World 3, and giving us a good idea of what the overall aesthetic will be like. How, like, this change has affected just everyday life, and if you and your family were to be safe if a battle were to occur like this. And the answer is no, absolutely not. But the most interesting part was the end credits, where they are playing the Lost World theme. And at first, once I saw the little girl running around I was like, oh, is it like a chicken or a rooster chasing her or something, hinting like more at dinosaurs are related to birds and all that. But no, it was a small pack of compies, and that I thought was really, really interesting, showing some more of the effect. My favorite out of all of that was the Stegosaurus. I mean, a lot of people have not really had that as, like, their top favorite for those 4 final clips. Honestly, that was my favorite, was the Stegosaurus, like, walking in the middle of the road, because animals do that, where they will just walk through the middle of a road, no matter how heavy the traffic is. And since it's a Stegosaurus, if you hit it, going to do more damage to your vehicle than it is the actual animal. And how it actually forced the driver to drive off of the road and off the cliff. And when they were showing the kayak and the Parasaurolophus, that was really cool. That was a really cool shot there. Just showing how, honestly, that, I think, was also kind of a nod towards there is a possibility that the dinosaurs and the people can coexist. Because you could see, like, the people in the boat just minded their own business. Para just minded its own business. But the shark going up eating the seal, and then the Mosasaurus coming out to eat the shark, that was an awesome shot. I love that. That was pretty cool. They released the dove, and the pteranodon just comes out of nowhere and eats the dove. And I laughed at that, but it was just so random. I had a feeling it was going to, that's what was going to happen. Random stuff like that happens where, like, people will catch a butterfly and they'll release the butterfly, and, like, out of nowhere, like, pigeon or whatever comes out of nowhere and eats it. And, I mean, who's to say that that wouldn't be the same with dinosaurs roaming around? Overall, I really liked this short film. Is it perfect? No. But in terms of short films, I think this executed very well. It answered some of the questions that we had regarding the short film. And yeah, I think it looked really, really good. The models looked great and everything. If you haven't already, make sure to go check out Battle at Big Rock. So, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I put up new videos like this one. And as always, dinosaurs might be older than you, but you are never too old for dinosaurs. Bye-bye.